What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everything? We haven't been on in a while. Maybe 2 weeks. Um, yeah. I'm Ralph, DJ Noise, and this is in my circle. And yeah, what is up with immigration? See, I mean, you know, in the in the grand scheme of things, in society every day, and you hear the chatter, and then you know, I said, "What's up with immigration in the U.S.?" And it is exactly what it is. What is up? Sometimes when everybody says immigrant, immediately you're not supposed to be here, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So explain, right? I'm saying immigration. An immigrant is not. Let's just say, and not every immigrant is illegal to be here. That is the fight. That is the argument. Not every immigrant is illegal to be. It's illegal to the U.S. soil. Let's just say Mexicans, for instance. Mexicans in California, Mexicans in Nevada, right? Nevada. Mexicans in Texas, Mexicans in Utah. When I say they're illegal, well, are they really illegal? Because they're actually, in theory, they're native to those states. Because at one time, America, in a way, forcefully took those states from Mexico. Remember the Alamo, where all these Americans just moved into Texas as settlers. They settled the settlements, and they raised an army and started attacking the government. And remember the Alamo. If that is history right there. And that I'm pretty sure that is. I don't know the years, and I don't know when this happened, but obviously it was in the 1800s, where some of these states were purchased or just annexed. Said, yeah, they're a part of, like, the Louisiana Purchase. Nobody paid anything for the purchase. They just signed the paper and said, hey, we're taking this and making it ours. And so back to immigrants. Like, Mexicans are forcefully told to leave, and they're native to the land. Yes, they're indigenous. They were California, Nevada, Texas, and some other states were part of Mexico at one time. Could you imagine if California was part of Mexico today? There would be no Hollywood out there. Not. I'm
Well,
just. I'm just.
yeah,
I'm
it'll
just.
probably be in Colorado.
Correct. Or New York, or Atlanta.
hmm
Those are the only three other: Colorado,
Yeah. Yeah.
some Chicago.
Well, yeah, Mexico used to be California, Nevada, I think
But I'm
parts of
saying
Utah,
the four different
Texas.
Hollywoods,
hmm
types of Hollywoods would be Florida, Atlanta, New York,
hmm
Colorado, and Chicago. Or five. So
Oh yeah.
just imagine you wouldn't have a Hollywood. It'd be everything.
Everybody. Else.
Everybody would have a piece of that. Everything. Just
hmm
quick thing.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
so my other thing is, what immigrants are being targeted? Are they Caucasian immigrants? Is, like, let's say some guy from Britain came over, some guy from Ireland came over and settled without a visa, just lived the life and say, hey, I'm staying here now.
Mhm.
Did he go through the same status or immigration status, and maybe his visa ran out? Maybe he said, screw it, I'm not going to pay, I'm not going to go to my, to my immigration,
Mhm.
status appointment, blase, blase. And he decides to stay here 1 or 2 years. He hasn't been checked into because of his skin color.
Mhm.
And is that great? I mean, is that cool? Is that what I'm saying is, what is up with the immigration in the United States?
well, let me
Because what I'm saying is, are we just targeting people of color and of Latin descent, or are we targeting all immigrants? Because I haven't seen any Caucasian immigrants get raided and be sent.
Exactly. I don't disagree with you. It's well, one, it's when it comes to skin color and race, it's media bias because they're not going to show you a white Caucasian being arrested and deported, even though they are. It's more targeted.
I haven't seen a lot of that.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of those.
Again, remember I just said you're not going to see it, even though it can happen.
Alligator Alcatraz. I could probably surely tell you that there's probably not one Caucasian
and
immigrant out there illegal.
And there are Caucasians that came from Russia, and I know this for a fact 'cause I was at the border, and they snuck in through the Mexican border, and also Asians came through the Mexican border.
They don't get targeted.
Oh, they're getting targeted. You just don't know about it. The thing is, the media only focuses on the Latinos, Mexicans. The media doesn't really focus on the Asians and Europeans that sneak over here, and they are here.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I go to certain stores, they're talking another language, and
of course,
and they don't understand what you're saying.
Of course,
yeah. But the media, CNN, Fox News, they don't focus on Asians being deported. They don't. They don't focus on
the skin
European.
color of white. Caucasian.
That's what I'm saying. And they don't focus too many on Asians. There was only time I seen the media really focus on Asians when the Chinese had a police department right here in the U.S. in New York, and that's the only time they focused because they did a raid on Canal Street, and that was 3 years ago, I believe. And but the media focus is because you know why? Because if you show that. In the media that black and brown and yellow skin and olive skin people being deported, even Indians are being deported. They only show that maybe 2 or 3 times, but mostly it's Latin America that you see about 80-90% of the time.
Yep, it's 80-90%. It's either
the time
somebody of Latin.
Yeah, but I agree with you. Only thing is they do deport the Asian and Europeans. They just don't show you.
I don't think they deport them on a.
No, well they do. They do.
I mean, I don't think they
And
like
I've seen them, and I was on the border. I've seen them arrested.
You probably see them at the border being arrested, but once they get into mass population, assimilate into.
They're never going to show.
They're not going to be targeted because.
No, they're targeted, but you're just not going to see it. You never will.
Well, you're not going to. They may let's just say, what are the odds of 25 illegal Latins versus 25 illegal Caucasians from Europe?
Yeah, you're going to see the 25.
You're going to see those Latin people,
and you're not going to see the white.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but what I'm trying to explain is you're going to see more these Latin people of color be deported and targeted because it is easier to go up to them and say, "Where's your papers?" instead of going up to somebody that's Caucasian from Europe. Let's say Italian, some Italian descent.
Trust me,
somebody British.
They know where people are working at, and they know. Well, based on just saying is that.
But I'm sure the raids are not focusing. Oh, let's go break up this French restaurant with all these 5-10 illegal Frenchmen cooking back there.
You're not gonna see it.
No, they're not gonna do it.
No, they're doing it. They're doing it. The only thing I'm saying is the government.
The odds of them.
They're arresting. They are arresting illegals, but they're not going to show you the Caucasians being arrested.
I think but I want to see the numbers.
They're not going to show you.
But I want to see the numbers.
They're not going to tell you.
They can show us the numbers.
They're not going to tell you.
Our tax dollars in
That's
theory.
why I'm agreeing with you with the skin color thing, because even though it's happening, just because you don't see it, that does not mean it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
No, it's true.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
I think the government
because
is
based on division.
Focusing on solely people of color, 100%. If you go down to Alligator Alcatraz, any videos, anything, anytime you see, yes, the media, but even if the media is pro-Trump or un-Trump, or even if it's Al Jazeera or BBC, anytime you see a video, it's only video of people of Latin descent
Correct.
being deported. Only.
Correct.
And that's all the news across the board.
You know, and
So even if
but even certain
the only
and,
time I
and a
see-
certain group of people of color too, because only maybe a few times I saw Indians, but mostly they don't even target them
the
that
only
much.
time I seen the border, the only time I seen the different nationalities were the border, when they were at the border, when they were at the lines of the immigration places to receive funding or receive whatever they, their status, whatever. There was lines of different people from nationalities. They weren't just Spanish people. And what kind of pissed me off, or I resented that, what is up with the question is, what is up with
The immigration.
immigration in the United States? Is that immediately you had different minorities in these lines, and every so often you had somebody that was Latin descent. So in some aspects, in some of these lines, there were no Latins, but there were people of all European, different nations, Africa, people from everywhere.
Yeah.
And when they say it's, and I'm not racist. Everybody knows I'm minority. I'm Puerto Rican. But what I'm saying is immediately, and I'm gonna touch that statement that I'm Puerto Rican. Immediately is, the focus is, immigrant. Oh, look, send the Mexicans back. Oh, send the Guats back. And immediately the focus is not on anything other but the Latins, the Latinos, and, me as a Puerto Rican, me understanding being, seeing everyday life, as it's come to you, how you interact in work.
But you know the only group of Latinos that's not being deported.
I know. Hold on. I know where you're going. But
Okay.
let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
Me, experiencing life. The other day, I'm Puerto Rican, of course, and yes, we're not getting deported, but we are. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans that are being detained. A lot of people being questioned. I know this for a fact. One of my cousins was being questioned for his status. One of my cousins. He's Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican and Mexican. But the fact is that he's a citizen. He's legal to be. He's a U.S. citizen.
Right.
So you can't. They pulled him over. They asked him for his information. They asked him for his ID. They looked at his ID and let him go. That was it. There was nothing. He was like, "What?" They just like, "Have a good day." So clear as day, ICE are targeting anybody of color, and it doesn't necessarily mean illegal immigrants. They're American citizens. Puerto Ricans are American citizens, and some of ICE targeting are some people that are here documented with legal status that they've been given asylum, legit asylum. Maybe they testified against the government, and they went maybe they witnessed government corruption, maybe trafficking, maybe drug trafficking, maybe mass murder, something, something where disenfranchised, maybe, and sometimes more often, those people are seeking asylum and they are granted by the American government.
Right.
And where the immigration issue is that some of these these ICE, some of these people that are controlling ICE, they're pulling these people's legal statuses and they're deporting them, going back to the hell that they just try to come out of. So this is what I'm asking. The difference is, what is legal, illegal, documented, undocumented? Undocumented is that you're a ghost in this bitch.
Right.
Excuse my English, but that's what we worry about. Undocumented, yes. But not every undocumented person is a
dangerous.
criminal.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Some people are here because they have no understanding of how the process works. Some of them are in fear of their life. Some of them have kids. Some of them literally maybe escaped, a husband that was brutally beating them.
Or a notorious regime.
You know what I'm saying? They escaped, and they have no way to say, "Hey, I escaped." And these people get targeted because they're here illegally, undocumented. Those people, if you're a pillar of the community, and whether you have money in your pocket or not, you're a pillar. You take care of your kids. You go to church. You try to help somebody, and you ain't committing no crime. I think that you should be granted to stay. I think
agree.
that the process should be better. I think somewhere along the lines in the last 60 years, we had a chance to fix immigration and we didn't. Closing down Ellis Island, where Ellis Island was, you show your passport, they stamp you next,
Right.
and they're like, how much you got on
Yeah.
you? What's your occupation? Right there, they sized you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they closed that down in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken.
So
right?
we're sitting here 60 years.
Yeah.
We had a chance 60 years ago to fix it. You know what I'm saying? We had a chance when, right after World War II, when some of the Jews came, when some of the former Germans came. Oh, don't think that some of the Germans did not come here. Operation Paperclip. Let's some of the
which is NASA now.
some of the
Most of the Germans were NASA.
some
employees.
of
That
the
was
German
Operation
soldiers that were
Paperclip.
taken prisoner and never returned back to Germany.
Yep.
Because they knew something different than their home wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So they could not go back. So don't think I don't know the history.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, let's say that the Chinese or the Japanese that were arrested and put in internment camps.
Yep.
Where the heck do you think they went? They went back into assimilated into population. Okay, they couldn't leave. Some of our prisoners from China or Japan, they could not leave. Some of the Russian prisoners, right?
Yeah,
they could not leave. Guess what? They stay here. Okay, so there's a lot of people that make up the fabric of this country that have come from different crazy regimes, and not everybody's an immigrant. Especially when when they look at us and say, "Oh, send them back. They're illegals." And the dumbasses, some people, the education
is so limited.
It's so limited in the United States right now. I mean, you would think with all this amazing technology that we would literally have smart people walking around like, yo, I know this. The information's at your fingertips, and yet you allow yourself to be stupid.
Right.
And you say, oh, send these illegals, send the Puerto Ricans back. Yo, we're citizens. We didn't ask to be here. They forced us to become citizens and disenfranchised us with the Jones Act.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Right? And now, hold on. And now they want to sell our island piece by piece to the highest bidder, right? While they're sucking our energy dry, and because Puerto Rico goes through blackouts,
right?
They can't fix that. They can send countries that don't give a crap. Ukraine. I'm not saying nothing about Ukraine,
but it's the truth.
You send them hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? You send Israel, who doesn't need the money, hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yep.
But you can't send Puerto Rico that you forced to be a property of you just to fix their electrical system. Yeah. So what is up with the immigration?
Puerto Rico only needs about $1 billion or $2 to fix their electrical infrastructure in Puerto Rico. You only need about $1 billion or $2 to fix it, and the United States government is supposed to actually fix that infrastructure.
They didn't.
The
United States. See the United States.
And I agree with you. I don't disagree.
Puerto Rico is, let's say, in total, probably $42 billion in debt. Okay, the United
Which
States,
could be easily paid off.
The United States forcefully created this debt,
right?
With the Jones Act. Okay, Puerto Rico can't sustain itself because you got to transfer stuff to American vessels in order for you to sell your goods. But all while the people can't sustain themselves you outprice their means and how to survive while giving tax breaks to big corporations, and you're not taking that tax.
Here,
money. Guess what happens?
Here, I got one for you.
Who hurts the Puerto Rican people?
I got one for you. You may not like my answer or my statement, rather, but this is my statement. You may not like it, but this is how I feel. Instead of allowing all those illegals to come in and spending billions of dollars on them, those billions of dollars should have went to Puerto Rico to fix the infrastructure.
Actually, do you know that illegal immigrants pay up to $2 billion in taxes a year and don't get anything in return? So that billion didn't go to Puerto Rico. That already went to other people.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying,
I would have rather the money going to Puerto Rico.
The money, people think that illegals get money. They don't always get money. They put in money.
No. I'm not talking about giving them the money. I'm talking about putting the infrastructure for them when they came here. Remember how New York was oversaturated?
New York was oversaturated when a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. New York wasn't oversaturated. New York, what happened is New York was allowing buses, or actually different states were just taking buses and just massively dropping people off.
Yeah, because they want to close the border.
They just wanted to close the border and take people. So they were just taking people away and just dropping them off in random cities. That's not New York's issue. That's not Chicago's issue or LA's issue. You know what I'm saying? That is a logistics issue. Whoever had that thought should have been slapped 4 or 5 different times. And
that's what I'm saying.
Put in the cage.
Any federal money, I know most of it, not all of it was federal money, but I was saying most of the federal money should have went to Puerto Rico. And I agree with you too. Instead of sending money over to Israel all the time, Israel gets plenty of money. I think you should set aside $2 billion, send it to Puerto Rico. Actually, no, better yet, $50 billion. I'll tell you why. 1, pay off the debt. 2, fix the electrical infrastructure. $50 billion. And the U.S. government could easily write a check.
They don't even need to write a check.
You know what I mean?
They could just...
Yeah, send the Marine Corps down there.
I mean...
And they could build a nuclear power plant.
You don't think... No, they're not going to build a nuclear power plant on an island like that.
They could build a mini one.
They would build a lot of...
solar.
A lot of solar fields.
Solar and wind.
But don't you think... Let's just be real. Don't you think...
Or natural gas.
American citizens who fought in all the wars that America had to offer in its history. Okay, we're talking about all the citizens, all the soldiers, all the vets. To those who fought in all the wars, especially World War II, World War One. The Borinqueneers, the Puerto Rican, troops, World War II. I mean,
Vietnam.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The Puerto Rican Rambo. I don't know if you've seen that. I shared on my page. The Puerto Rican Rambo. I mean, don't you think that they deserve the dignity, the respect,
and the dedication?
The dedication to this country, to live out their life in their home, their island, where they can have some light, so they can take a crap. They gave
Puerto Rico shouldn't be a third world country.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. That's my sentiment.
Puerto Rico. What they've done to Puerto Rico is a travesty. From when Columbus did his dirt, with him and Spain, to when the United States captured it and took it as a possession. In Puerto Rico's history, if we were ever to make Puerto Rico great again, we would have to wipe away more than almost 500. How many years? 1492, almost 500 years.
Right.
Of, am I right? Almost 500 years.
500 years.
Of, we'd have to go back to where Puerto Rico was once a paradise.
Love
and
Mhm.
You know, where it was a community.
Mhm.
You know,
if
crazy,
we,
right? It's
crazy.
crazy. It's
Well, I
crazy
want
that
to
we
say
have to
this.
go this
I
deep.
want to say, if we stop sending money for just 1 year to any country in the world, and we just focus on the U.S. just 1 year, don't give anybody anywhere in the world any
Our
money.
infrastructure, our city's infrastructure. We need to build new roads, new bridges.
Railroad.
You know, nah, new
No,
no
really.
railroads because
Yeah,
the
no.
railroads are owned by certain companies.
No,
They can-
well,
they can-
there's Amtrak, and
Well,
it's
if it's
50-50.
an American company,
Yeah. Well, the reason why I
that
say the
American
railroads
government owns,
because
they should put the money in.
oh yeah, only reason I say railroads because rail travel has increased over 22%, and it keeps rising because people don't want to drive anymore. But when people drive, it's because they have to. But if they had the rail service, they'll be off the roads. That's what I'm saying. And 65 years ago, instead of putting money into so much car infused infrastructure, if we had railroad like in Japan, because see, Japan has roads and railroads, and it's a
They should have,
smaller
like,
and
monorail systems up here.
yeah, we should. Even on Route 1. Yeah, I would love to see a monorail at least go to like New York or some malls.
Like, you know, I think
Yeah.
that they lost. I think that the malls, the dying malls of America right now.
Yeah,
If they had like monorail systems to the mall, like
It'd make it easier.
like if a mall, you know how like a mall is just like a big, shopping district, right? But if you have like like Hamilton Marketplace,
Yeah.
it's a market
Marketplace.
marketplace.
Ace, right.
It's a big outdoor open.
Mm.
It's one of the biggest
You-
markets in the United
Nice.
States.
You know what make Marketplace better?
A better rail system.
Rail system,
Um,
and if they had apartments in there,
No,
because
I
I
don't
want
think
to
so,
say
because then what happens is it'd be these places would not be closed. They would have to be, security would be harder to, because now you're
Sure.
watching people.
Yeah.
So the
Oh, I see. 'Cause-
this whole entire district is if the mall built like a battery system.
Well, if you go to Europe, the mall's there, and that's where the concept came from. Because the purpose of the mall wasn't really to be all the way out in the middle of nowhere. It was supposed to be community centric, where people can gather and go shopping
Yes,
and
but
talk to friends. You wouldn't have to travel 10 miles out of the way.
The mall is a standalone building. It's
Yeah,
it's a
that wasn't the initial purpose of it.
But back then, it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
But I think that the malls lost their luster.
Mm-hmm.
They could have made, they could have saved, they could have had monorail system to, certain parts of the areas.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
I give you a perfect example because I'm right because I'm about to go back there. 33, right?
Yeah.
Why doesn't the bus run on 33 instead of Nottingham Way?
I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't it be better, more feasible to run
Because
on 33?
it's a route.
Yeah, I know it's a route,
And
but
the bus stopping would back up the
well, there's
it would
No, actually,
the
if you go down-
logistics
they could pull over to the shoulder
logistics is
because that's
the bus those lights, the bus would be at those lights
Mhm.
picking somebody up, so all those lights would be backed up. That's why they don't
not really because they'll pull over to the shoulder.
they won't it's just trust me
Mm.
it's easy to see why they would not put
Even Olden Avenue, which has 2 lanes, 4 lanes rather, and yet
Olden
there's no
Ave
bus.
is another one.
Yeah, no
Olden
bus line,
Ave, Olden Ave.
no bus lines.
Why? Because parts of Olden Ave is so backed up.
Mm.
It takes if you're going down from
But buses
my
do go-
street to Home Depot, it takes about 15 minutes because
Oh,
you're battling traffic alone.
Oh yeah, no matter where you are, you're going to be bound in traffic. Even Hamilton Avenue, Greenwood Avenue, Clinton Avenue. But I'm saying
See
this,
how we it's crazy. We went from immigration to
tram
roots.
station.
This is it. It's him.
Yeah.
He said
It's
this.
me. It's me. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish out because we got to close
This
up.
is in my circle, and again, if you listen to my argument regarding immigration, it's on point. Just know Puerto Ricans are citizens. We were forced to be citizens. we can't be sent back. So we're here to stay. You're dealing with us. Just screwing around. But yeah, we're here to stay. This is In My Circle. I'm Ralph, DJ Noise. And listen, if you like what you see, we had no music on. It was just a conversation about immigration, Let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, share, follow, All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. And check me out next show. Thanks. Have a good one.